Hey guys, I am so excited for today's video because I'm going to be playing with the new Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. This looks insanely beautiful. Like, check out those colors. Oh my gosh. And I can't believe she actually sent it to me in PR, so I was very kindly gifted this, but I had all intention of buying it myself. I never purchased the first Rose Gold palette just because they are very expensive. They're like 95 Australian dollars, which is nuts. And I remember hearing very mixed reviews about the formulation, so I kind of like never really gravitated towards it. And it was also sort of when I was a little bit more scared to play with makeup, but now like I've tried her shadows, like the Obsessions palette. You guys know the Obsessions palettes are my obsession. So when I saw this was coming out, oh, your girl had to have it. So when she sent it to me, I was just like it's mind-boggling to me. I was that keen that I had to do a little unboxing video over on Instagram Live, which is so much fun. So this is the PR package. Such a cool send out. So it's like the old packaging, as you guys can see. Then when you peel the little tab off, you remove the top. Why is it so hard there? Like this. Then you remove the bottom like this. And there you have the actual new palette in all its glory. So it comes in this little box here, which is so pretty. I love the new packaging so much. Huda has just like slayed the game as per usual. Huda Beauty is definitely my favorite brand these days, like without a shadow of a doubt. Is that the saying? Shadow of a doubt? They're definitely my favorite brand. So when I saw this, I just died. So here's the outside packaging of the actual palette. I mean, come on. Like, is this not one of the prettiest palettes you've ever seen? And then the shades inside. So obviously they are all the same shades as the original palette, but they're different formulas. It came with this little send out, so this is what I'm reading from. The adored Rose Gold palette is coming back in a completely remastered version. Inspired by Huda's groundbreaking first edition, this transformed palette features 18 luxurious talc-free eyeshadows with smoother textures and more intensely pigmented shadows. The remastered palette features redesigned shades, creating a softer, cool harmony and the most insane metal fondant on your lids. So all those like metallic looking ones, they're describing them as metal fondant, so it must mean they're very soft. The newly formulated metallic shadows are so blinding, which makes it every Instagrammer's dream come true. The creamy molten formula allows you to apply it easily with a brush or with your finger as a final touch for a more amplified finish. The black truffle shadow can be used wet for a sharp wing liner or dry for an intense smoky eye. Moon Dust is the ultimate highlighting shade for the lids, inner corner of the eye and cheekbones for an extra glow. I'm so excited. So there's the swatches on some different skin tones for you guys. They look beautiful. I feel like they look really stunning on every single skin tone as well. They look beautiful. I'm going to take my tapered E40 blending brush by Sigma. You guys know I have a discount code with Sigma, so if you want 10% off your brushes, just simply enter Hannah at checkout. That is an affiliate code because I am an affiliate with Sigma, just so you guys know. But as always, this is my favorite crease brush, so I always use this to start off with my transition shade. And I'm going to pick up the shade Demure, which is this sort of like brownie pink here. And I'm going to blend that all through my crease. And we have a mirror in this palette too. So don't need my Benefit mirror. I can use my Huda mirror. Oh, I feel so up in your space. But let's dip into that. Oh yeah, it picks up a fair bit of pigment. Tiny little bit of kickback, which is fairly normal for Huda Beauty shadows. Anastasia shadows do it too. So just don't need to, you know, dab your brush in too hard, just really gently. I'm blending this shade up really high as well, like right up to my brow on the inner part and right up on my brow bone on the outer part and taking it right into my inner corner. So as you guys can see, that has built up really nicely. It's a great transition shade. It's this very soft, like I said, has those nice pink undertones while still being like sort of brown, if that makes sense. But that built up really, really beautifully. So I'll catch up my other eye and then we'll go into our next shade. Also, one thing I've learned as I'm like practicing more with shadow and playing more with eyeshadow is I don't have like big eyelid space. And I used to look at a lot of people's makeup and be like, you know, they have such big eyes. Like I wish I had big eyes so I could do like more dramatic eyeshadow, and so it stood out more. And what I realized is I just wasn't utilizing this like all the space between my brows and my lash line. So when I used to do my eyeshadow, I used to really just focus it around my eyelid and then just in the crease. Now I take it right up above the crease, right up to my brow, and it creates the illusion that you've got like bigger eyes and you've got more space. So when you're doing like cut creases and stuff, you don't want to cut your crease like in below your crease. You want to make sure your cut crease, like the deepest shade, is actually above your crease, and then like your concealer is right up in your crease, if that makes sense. So the E25 is always the next brush I use, and I'm going to take this shade Dollface, which looks like it's going to be a really pretty bright pink. So we shall see. Sometimes they look a little bit different in the pan to what they look like on the eyeball. Same sort of thing as the previous shade, like when you tap your brush into it, you definitely get a little bit of kickback. So I'm going to start by just like tapping it on my outer V. And then I'm going to be like building the color up right through my crease, right to my inner corner. Same sort of positioning that I did the transition shade, but bringing it a little bit lower. So I've decided to actually blend that pink shade Dollface right up into the transition, just because it's such a pretty color. I was kind of like, oh no, I want my transition shade to be this color now. So I'm just blending the two together and it's looking really pretty. See how it's like just nice and vibrant in comparison to the right shade. So obviously this sort of shade's much more wearable if you don't like really hot pinks, but I love a hot pink. So I'm just going to keep building this up and catch up my other eye, and then we'll be ready to go into like a darker shade. Okay, so I've got both eyes caught up and I'm going to go in with the shade Risque now, which is this really beautiful deep plum. I think it's just going to deepen my outer corner really nicely, and I'm going to bring it all through the crease again, exact same area that I have brought those other two shades. However, I'm going to just sort of keep it a little bit lower. I'm not going to blend it quite up around my actual brow bone. I think I might actually get a clean brush too. I'm going to use the same sort of brush, an E25, but I'm just going to use a clean one. This one actually doesn't have as much kickback as the other two shades. As you guys can see there, there's not really any kickback at all when I dabbed into the pan. That's a nice shade. It's like Dollface, but just slightly deeper. So I kind of think I want to put some black on my eyes. I don't really know if I should, it might ruin it. Get a little bit scared about black eyeshadow. I'm just going to try and put it on like the outer V. And I guess we'll just see how it goes. Will black clash with that glitter? No, it'll probably look really cool. Okay, look, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to take the same brush I've been using and just dab very lightly. Oh, that black picks up a lot. Can you see how much black is on that brush? Just dabbed in once. I don't know, maybe it would have looked nicer just without the black. Let's just roll with it. Once I put a wing on, it'll probably look actually really good. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like it. It's actually crazy how pigmented that black is. I can see why they say you can use it as like a liner, wet. I'm going to do that because we all know I can't freehand liner, and I like my quick flick, which I discovered recently, so I'm going to use that liner instead. Okay, so that's where I'm up to so far. I think I should do some of my lower lash line quickly. I'm going to start with the shade Demure, and then I'm going to go in with Risque. I hate doing my lower lash line on camera because I look like a dying fish. Because I always open my mouth up. I'm going to use my F70 concealer brush and my Fair Neutral Tarte Shape Tape just to cut my crease. So I just usually get the applicator and put a little doop of concealer. And then I'll just go in with the concealer brush and I'll just slowly like pat it out and blend up to where my natural crease is. And then just using my finger to blend out the very outer part of it. I find using my finger a little bit better for the very outer portion just because it's warm. So it kind of just helps blend it into my skin a little bit more. So a lot of people ask what's the point of cutting your crease, but it says so you can redefine your actual lid shape, and it really makes whatever shades you put where you've put that concealer stand out a lot more. So as you guys can see, like this lid, because I've cut it, looks a lot bigger than this lid, because when you're blending, your shadow drops down onto your lid a little bit. So if I just put the foil over this part of my lid, where I have the darker shadows, the foil wouldn't be as bright, if that makes sense. But because you've got the really defined line here, you can just really make the lid color pop. Does that make sense? Now I'm sorry if you can hear the humming of a lawnmower. My neighbour decided to mow his lawns and I'm not about to stop because I'm in the middle of perfection right now. So I'm going to take my E55 shading brush and I'm going to take that shade Pink Diamond to put all over where I've cut my crease. So that's Pink Diamond there. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I mean, like, I knew it was going to be good, but like, this is just beautiful. I feel like this shade Pink Diamond is kind of like a little bit more purple though, to be honest. But I'm not mad because I like purple and pink. I'm going to use the Glitter Pop Peel Off glitter liner in the colour Glitter Ghost, and I'm just going to run it right along where the shimmer meets the mattes. I feel like the glitter in that isn't like overly impactful, but it's just like giving it a little oomph and it looks really pretty. Like, it's not like super intense glitter. I feel like I probably need to wait for the bottom layer to dry and then I can go in over the top and it'll make it more shebang, if you know what I mean. Okay, my lovelies, so next up I'm using my 12mm Quick Flick. This is the greatest invention of all time for people that struggle with wing liner or eyeliner in general. They are liner stamps and they're everything. So this is what I'm going to use to do my wing today. I just stuffed up and got a dot of liner there and now I can't get it off without ruining my eye makeup. So this is gonna have to stay there, but other than that, it's looking on fleek. So I just need to do my inner corners and I'm going to just take my Pink Sands highlighting palette from Huda Beauty and I'm going to use this white shade here and my E46 shader, inner corner shader brush, and I'm just going to pop that all on my inner corners. I also put some black on my lower lash line off camera. Just very light dust of it. Perfect. Okay, so now I need to put on lashes. My eyes are a little bit sore. When they're sore, I kind of don't like wearing heavy lashes, but I kind of want to wear some Huda Beauty lashes just because, you know, I'm already wearing Huda, so... Oh, okay. So guys, there you have it. This is my first look using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. I'm freaking obsessed. I knew I would be. I love her Obsessions palettes. They literally my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes to ever have existed on the face of the earth. So when I saw this was coming out, I already knew that I was going to buy it if they didn't send it to me, and I already knew I was going to love it. So I don't know whether or not this video was overly helpful, but I hope if you guys pick up the palette, at least you can get some inspo from my eye look. I think some people probably would think I'm a bit biased because I love Huda Beauty so much, and I probably am. She really is my favorite brand at the moment. Like, I really can't fault any of her products, but as you guys have seen time and time again, they all work really well for me. So like, why would I fault their products when they work so well for me personally? So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Huda Beauty, I would highly recommend her shadows first and foremost. They are just incredible. I really like the formulation of this. It does feel very similar to the Obsessions palette. Super pigmented, very easy to blend, very buildable color. So if you want just more of like a slight wash of color, you can definitely go in with a lighter hand and achieve that. Or if you're happy to blend and build up like what I do, then you can get really deep, beautiful pigmentation. I'm just obsessed. There's nothing else really more to say about it other than I'm obsessed. Now, I did also purchase the Coral Obsessions palette and the Gemstone palette, because although I get Huda Beauty PR every now and again, I don't get sent everything. So I ordered these myself from Cult Beauty, and I'm going to be using the Coral Obsessions palette next week for a makeup look. So stay tuned for that. I'll also do one on the Gemstone palette, and I still have to do the Smoky Obsessions palette, which I have a look in mind for that. So all those will be coming soon. So if you love Huda Beauty, get ready. There's plenty more Huda Beauty goodness to be coming soon on my channel. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Leave me some comments below on what you think of this makeup that I created today, and of course subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.